Instagram's up, Facebook's up, and looks like YouTube is up as well. Hello, welcome to episode 189 of Wise Advice, and hopefully you're Jeff. Good evening to you, sir. Howdy from Denver. Shin's checking in. Corey checking in from Connecticut. So you're back in Connecticut. I get it. So you were in D.C. last time. I forget. I think it's where you were. We've officially gone international when Roxanne checks in out of Newfoundland. Karen's here. Good evening to you. Denise is here on Instagram as well. Finally warm in Kentucky, says Donna. Kathy from Southern California. Yeah, it's finally warm here too. It's finally is right. Keith and Alice is here. Melissa's checking in from Ohio. Joanne from rainy Syracuse. Good evening to you. Cheryl from Virginia. Ann is here. Very nice. Let's see. Did I miss Kathy from New Hampshire? Good evening to you. Let's see. Wrong button. Oh, come on. Hang in there, computer. Megan checking in from Arkansas. I think we got Joanne, right? Nancy from Buffalo. Good evening. Tinley Park, Illinois. Jan's here. Winnipeg checking in. Dan, good evening to you. Colorado Springs checking in. Very nice. Mary Pamela's here. Terry says, I'm from your Thursday group. So you saw me like a couple minutes ago. Or a couple hours ago. Anyways, what, 2.5 hours ago, Terry. Good evening to you. Good to see you here as well. As you can tell, I didn't change clothes. I probably should start doing that now that people are going to start checking in. I should wear something different, right? I don't know. It's all good. Regina, good evening to you. Ann says, happy to be with everyone tonight from Denver. Very nice. Susie from Alabama, good evening. Corey says, you're 20,000 steps a day while you're in there. Woo. Glenda, I am energized. Glenda's checking in on YouTube. Why would you not be energized? We have hundreds of people tuning in. We have an amazing story to tell. We have a lot of great news to share. Why would you not be energized with that? Whew. Lynn checking in from Texas. Robin from Nashville. Good evening. Cindy, I'm finally not driving. Hello from California. Pam says we are freezing in northern Michigan. A big storm moving in. Be safe, everyone. There's only one solution to that, and that's to get out of northern Michigan. I was in Michigan for about this long, and it was about this much too long. I will never go to Michigan again unless you can guarantee me it'll be 80 degrees. Otherwise, not doing it. Kirby says, about to cook up some beans. What's your favorite type? Green. Let's go with that. Colette checking in from Long Island. Good evening to you. Kim from Central Pennsylvania. St. Pete, Margie's checking in. Mary, Ohio. Good evening to you. Beth says first time on Instagram from Washington. We'll just say in the rain. So we have a tradition here now that Carrie from Instagram has sent us. When we have someone brand new first time, we ring a bell. So it works. It's kind of fun. I don't know how we started with that, but we did. Christine checking in from Santa Rosa, California. Good evening to you. Julie, good evening. Debbie checking in from Rockford, Illinois. Let's see. Lisa's checking in from Arizona, usually Phoenix, almost in Mexico. Missouri's checking in with Wendy. Good evening. Let's see. Mary's here. East Tennessee. Perfect hiking weather, says Becky. Diane, good evening to you. Good to see you as well. Jamie says, woo, just got done with your swimming. So glad you're on tonight. Yeah, we missed last night. You know the deal, right? I've been trying to balance a ton of stuff, and so it doesn't always happen, but I do put it on Twitter when I finally lock in, and it goes out to Twitter. So for those of you who don't know, Twitter is the best way to find out when we go live. So had a couple phone calls today that are kind of interesting. We'll share later, but I have a question for you first that I kind of would like to get an answer to help me make some future decisions. I'm assuming all of you who are watching now, my assumption is you're all watching from a mobile device. If that's true, iPad and or iPhone. So the question is are you watching from your primary mobile device, meaning like the phone you use most often, that's the phone you're watching tonight with? Or are you watching from your computer and your phone's in your hand? Or are you watching from your iPad and your phone's in your hand? I know it's kind of a complicated question, but that's kind of, I'm interested in knowing that, do you have the ability to watch the show currently and still have your primary phone available, or is your primary phone tied up while you're watching this? Make sense? Karen says she's watching from her primary phone. So that, and that's the assumption that I'm making, is that most of us are watching in from our primary phone, meaning that the primary phone is tied up while we're here watching the show. So that's my assumption. Confirm that for me or not. Deb from Naperville checking in. Jennifer, 3.2 pounds from goal, though I am there waiting for the scale to catch up. Exactly. Very, very fun. Lori just got home. I got to get in the shower. Hope you can hear me in the shower. Yep. Just don't hit the FaceTime button. It doesn't work that way. Just move watching from the iPhone to an iPad. Got it. Henry checking in from Scottsdale. When do you come back? You've been gone a long time. Brenda says hello from Cincy. Woohoo! Good. Where will I be tomorrow? I'm driving through Cincinnati tomorrow, if that helps. Maybe we can wave as I drive by. So Deb says she uses whatever. I love this response. Deb says, I either use my iPad or my iPhone. Depends on which one is closest when we go live. Very fun. Pam says watching from YouTube on the tablet. Okay. So Judy checking in from Seattle. Debbie got the 5 a.m. club done before 7 a.m. Isn't that fun? Very fun. Diane checking in from New York. Crazy Diane. Elise from Wheaton. 75. And it was, I don't know what the temperature was here today, but it was above 75. Pamela, good work with that. Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Teresa's here. Donna's here from Latrobe, sorry. Brandy tuning in from North Carolina. Good evening to you. Rachel from Texas. Cincinnati, another one from Cincinnati. Allison, good evening to you. Yeah, let's see. Scrolling through a lot. Oh, Teresa says got your sticker today. Yep. So yeah, Teresa, thank you for that. That was just my little way of saying thank you. As you know, I'll put the plug out there. I cover the cost of this show 2 different ways. One of the ways is, you'll hear it in this episode when it goes live tonight. I'll do a commercial in the middle of the episode. For those of you watching the live stream, I won't put the commercial. I put the commercial in the actual audio that gets released to the air. So that's the content there. So that's number 1 way I pay for it, or that's the number 2 way I pay for it. The number 1 way is through your support. Your support helps cover this. If you've been following along for a little while, at one point I looked into going into a studio, had that all locked up and signed up, and the reality is the cost associated with doing that is not sustainable yet. So I put pause there, and I'm looking into a bridge solution before we go to the full-on solution. I want to make sure it's something that I can sustain, but anyway, so the Patreon community is by and large the number 1 most consistent way for me to understand what I can sustain and what I can't sustain. Advertisers are great, but I don't know week to week, month to month, which advertisers are going to renew, which advertisers are going to come on board. So it's just hard to count on that. But from the Patreon community, even if it's as simple as $1 a month, at least that adds in. I go, okay, I can count on this money every month to build the platform. So in exchange for that, what I did was I took little stickers and mailed them to those of you who are already in the community. So thank you for that. That's just my way of saying thanks for being a patron. So very, very fun. So Sarah's watching from a computer. Yeah, so most everyone's watching from their primary device, which makes sense. A couple people from the computer. I got it. Very cool. Well, that's good and good information to have. So, scrolling through. Dan's laptop and phone in hand. Sometimes switch to my phone so I can listen while you clean. Exact. Cool. Yep. iPad. Very cool. Couple people watch it through Apple TV, which is kind of fun. Yeah, Cheryl says it's too small on the phone. I get it. All right, scrolling through. Yeah, there it is. Keith is like, I'm watching from my 55 UX HD with the laptop in your lap, iPad on the sofa, phone in my pocket. I would expect nothing less from Keith. Um, for those of you who may or may not know Keith, Keith is, I equate Keith to Kirby in a lot of ways, because when I first started this, Kirby came on board with like, a technology guy and giving me all these great solutions. And then Keith comes on board with all these great solutions. Those two guys together, if we put them in the same room, I think all of the technology problems in the world would be solved. So if you haven't had a chance to meet Keith, bring your technology question. Not to put you on the spot there, Keith, but you bring Keith a technology question, he'll solve it. I promise you. Okay. Brenda says yes. What time? Question mark. So apparently I missed the question. So not sure. All right. How you pronounce it? Is it Monia? Just broke through a 3-month plateau. Very nice. Woohoo! Lisa, hi Lisa. You're not late. You're fine. You're doing just great. Annette checking in from Chicago. Yeah, Cheryl says happy birthday, Lisa. Yesterday was Lisa's birthday. Kansas City checking in. Cheryl. Elaine from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Michelle says got her sticker, doesn't know where to put it. I put mine on my water bottle. That's where I did. Right? I think that was the best place for it for me, to put it right on the front. And supposedly the sticker company I used, I asked them about it. I said, is this going to fall off? Is it going to, and they assure me that it's like permanent. So that's where I put it. Let's see. Mary Beth, we all are having a great day. Terry checking in from Vero Beach. Very fun. Yeah, Denise, Keith is our geek hero. Yeah, I agree. And Kirby's a geek too. It's all good. We say that lovingly. Beth checking in from Omaha. Karis, hey, good evening to you. Lee, good evening. Karis, I owe you an email. I meant to check in on you to see how things are going and progressing. The good news is that you're here, then I am going to assume that all is going well. Shannon checking in from Buffalo over on Instagram. All right, are you guys ready for 189? I think I'm ready to get 189 on the road. Mary, Jacksonville, Calgary, Canada, Rebecca. So we've got it going on. Kathy watching by candlelight. Oh, funny. Denise is a new goal team member. Very nice. All right, let's see. Gloucester, Mass. Christine, your first week is going to be awesome. Sue from North Myrtle Beach, good evening to you. All right, I'm going to, sorry, let's get the lead down to 2.2 on Wednesday for 71.5. Awesome. Awesome. Paulette's here. All right, scrolling through. I'm going to miss a couple. Very cool. All right, are you ready for Kathy from Mass? Good evening to you. Good evening. All right, episode 189. I'll give you an update. I'll give you guys a little teaser. It's not too far into the show, but tonight we have someone on the show who has lost 232 pounds. Yeah. You're not going to want to miss that. I opened the show with that 232 pound weight loss. And then I closed the show tonight with Anne. Anne is in the Facebook live chat, so you'll see Anne in there. I will close the show with Anne's email. That's a little heads up for you guys who were there to give you something to stick around for. You're not going to want to miss Anne's email. And I'll give you a little heads up. I specifically put Anne's email last to make you stick around for the whole thing. I knew if I put Anne's email first, you guys would listen to Anne's email, you'd be all fired up, you'd hang up, you would leave, and then I'd be sitting here all by myself. So I strategically put Anne's email last because you have to stick around and listen to the whole thing. Ha! It's my show, I can do that. That's cool. All right, let's get this thing on the road. Oh, Lordy, you guys are fun. Oh, sorry, Instagram. Let's move Instagram to there. Mic check. Mic check testing. 1, 2, test, test. All right, there we go. And while we're doing the mic check and doing the water check, last question to you guys is big if we were to convert, like right now we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. If I could move all of these streams to one single platform and we could all be in the same room, and it didn't matter what device you used or what platform you used, but we made it our own community, would that be of interest? I believe it would be, and I think that's the direction that I'm headed. I'm just curious. I think I'd like to get this off of Facebook, off of Instagram, off of YouTube, and put us all into one community. So that's the thought. All right, let's do this. Cheers to you. Right, look at that. Ooh, that's where my sticker goes. Yep, so let's do this. Cheers. Woo. Every once in a while when I take the water out of the fridge a little too late, it gives me that brain freeze. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can pull it off, but if we go to one community, the advantage of it would be one device for me, which is kind of nice, rather than 3 devices, and I don't know, it would be one community as well. So we'll see. It's as with everything, it takes. I got to learn something. So cool. Episode 189. Are you ready? I'm ready. Make sure we're recording. We are recording. And here we go. I know, Lisa, I agree. Better together. If we put everybody in the same room, how much more fun would that be? Plus, you put everybody in the same room, and now it's not like, I mean, you don't have to be on Facebook or Instagram. You can just be where we are. We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's do this, says Patricia. I'm your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. That's right. Welcome to episode 189. Truly an honor to be here. Since the last episode, I want to just kind of give you a quick fill-in. Operation Fat Dag is in full effect. I had a talk on Tuesday to meet with again have the opportunity to meet with members of the Indiana Army and Air National Guard. These are folks who are individuals who just have had some challenges, have some struggles with their fitness, and they're really, at a point where the Guard now has offered them an amazing course. It's a couple-week course where they come in, learn about nutrition, learn about fitness, and like I said, they bring me in on the last day or towards the last days to just give my testimony and my story of how I beat it and how I continue to live. And Just truly, truly amazing. I want to put a shout out to let you know that the highlight of that event, always, 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 is when I take the cards and the letters that you have written in, that you have sent in, and I deliver them in person. And I end the talk always with, I believe in you. Not only do I believe in you, but folks who are all over the country believe in you. And I prove it by handing out your cards, and it always is the highlight. You can go back and listen to episode 182 to get an understanding of the entire journey. I'm not going to rehash it tonight, but episode 182 is a must listen. And then I ask of you to please send in your cards. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Just take a card of inspiration, write "you can do this" on it, write "I believe in you," give whatever you want to detail in it, and I will hand deliver that back out to them. And what I do is I take whatever cards I have at the moment, I take to that talk, and I spread them out until they're gone. So as of this recording, I have absolutely 0 cards to deliver on April 24th. So we've got about 12 days. And then as of right now, I have 0. So I'm asking you, go to operationfatdag.org for the address. It'll also be in the show notes. Send in your cards and letters of inspiration. I will hand deliver them April 24th to let them know that we as a community believe in them. It's very, very important. I appreciate all of you who have written in the past. And I ask all of you again to please just take a moment and just share a little bit of your inspiration with this community, because it absolutely does work. Let's open this show with Kelly out of Minnesota. This is an amazing, amazing email. Kelly writes in and says, "Hi, Fat Dag. My name is Kelly. I'm 52 years old. Like so many others, I have been on the weight loss gain roller coaster ever since I can remember. I've done all the programs. I joined Weight Watchers with my parents when I was in 6th grade. I even had weight loss surgery in 2001. The surgery was not the answer, nor did it work effectively for me. So finally, on January 3rd, 2015, I walked back into Weight Watchers and I joined as a morbidly obese woman about to turn 50. I remember when I joined at that time thinking, well, here we go again. I wonder how long it'll take before I quit this program too. Well, but I decided to give it a shot. I lost 13.8 pounds the first week. Holy moly. Once I lost 25 pounds, I began to think, well, I think this is really going to happen this time. What worked for me was I spent the first 4 months and I just got focused on the food and the program. I didn't want to get frazzled with joining Weight Watchers, joining a gym, exercising, hating to exercise, not exercising, and eventually quitting everything. I eventually joined water aerobics at a community center 2 days a week. Then I joined a gym that had a pool. Then I eased my way into activity. Fast forward to today, I am currently down 106.8 pounds, and I'm a Weight Watchers leader. I am still on my weight loss journey, and I would like to lose about 30 to 40 pounds more. I haven't set a goal weight yet. I will know when it feels right. The interesting part of my story is that when I tell people that I am down 106 pounds, they are completely wowed by that. Well, and don't get me wrong, I'm not belittling that amount of weight loss, but what I want to tell them is this. I have been following Weight Watchers for 3 years and 3 months. This is truly a journey. The scale didn't go down every week. In fact, my weight loss chart looks downright schizophrenic with all the ups and downs in it. Today, I added up all of my losses and all of my gains from the day that I started the program. Total weight lost, 232.8 pounds. Total weight gains, 126 pounds. Equals 106.8 total pounds lost. Crazy, huh? Well, but I wanted to share this with you listeners because hopefully to give them some encouragement to stick with it. I've had a complete mindset shift and a lifestyle change over the past 3 years. I am bound and determined to hit my goal. I am refocused and I'm back in weight loss mode. I had to change things up with my food as I've basically been maintaining my weight for the past year. I'm not discouraged by staying the same weight for the past year. I feel I am learning something new every single day. I am a stronger person on the inside and the outside. In fact, it was a great year. I did a summer boot camp. I went on a mission trip to Haiti. I've done 5Ks. I went on a week-long trip to the Boundary Waters in northern Minnesota where we had to portage our backpacks and our canoes the entire time. I never would have done those things 106 pounds ago. But now I'm ready to get rid of the rest of the weight. Hang in there, people. If I can do it, you absolutely can do it too. I don't know when I'm going to reach my goal, but I know now that I am going to do it someday. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the ride. Mike, thank you for the podcast. I'm a faithful listener. It has been such a helpful tool in my weight loss journey. I appreciate all that you do, Kelly, out of Minnesota. Kelly, congratulations. 106.8 pounds is absolutely incredible. You did not do that by accident. You did that by waking up every single day, wanting to get it done, wanting to stay focused, fighting, digging, clawing, making it possible for you to do it. I love how you added and subtracted your entire journey. And it was really inspiring to see that, total weight loss, 232.8 pounds. And during the process, you gained 126 pounds for a total weight loss of 106.8 pounds. That's an incredible realization and an incredible mindset, because so many times we believe that the scale has to go down every single week or we're a failure. 3 years and 3 months is an amazing journey. You have completely changed your life. It's absolutely inspiring to hear that someone finally said, I can do this, and you're absolutely going to do it. Now let's go back all the way to the beginning of your email. You talk about, all the things that you tried before, to include weight loss surgery. It didn't work effectively on you, but you got to know that that's a viable option for so many people. And for so many people it works right, so many people it doesn't work. It truly is at the point where if that is, that's where you are at in your journey, and that's the recommendation from your doctor, there are so many people who actually can find success there. I understand in your journey it didn't work out, but I want to just stress the fact for those other folks listening that this absolutely can be a viable option for some, but you do have to still modify how you eat. And I think in your case, you were able to overcome that by strictly focusing on the food side of it. When you joined, when you locked in, when you said this time you're going to do it, I love that you just spent the first 4 months focusing on nothing but the food in the program. I believe that's awesome, because what happens is we start this and we believe we have to do it all the first week. We have to track, we have to get to the gym, we have to completely change our life in a week, and that doesn't happen for so many people. You said, I'm going to spend the first 4 months focusing nothing but the food. And then the amazing thing happened is once you got that part down, once you got into that rhythm, then you added the exercise slowly and methodically and deliberately, so that you actually could completely change your life. Now, I think it's also really cool how you opened up that you remember when you joined, you said, well, here we go again. I wonder how long it'll take before I quit this program too. And, I think a lot of times that we start this program with doubt. If we've never done it before, or we've tried it before and we didn't have the success, it's very easy to allow that doubt to take over. And what happens is, if we start the journey with doubt, we then feel very relieved when we prove ourselves right. So what happens is we think we can't do it, and we struggle, and we struggle because we know we can't do it. That's where the struggle is. The struggle is it's the balance between I'm doing it and my mind says I can't do it. And your body will work very hard to prove yourself right. So if you start the journey off saying, I can't do this, no matter how hard you try, your body is going to do everything it can to prove you're right. Your brain doesn't like to be lied to. Your brain doesn't like to be wrong. So if you start with the doubt, your brain's going to control the rest of your body to prove you right. It's why it's so important for you to understand that I believe in you. Because if you're not there yet, I just want you to forget the fact that you're not there yet and focus on the fact that I believe you can do it. Focus on the fact that the Wise Wingman Facebook community, they believe you can do it. If you focus there, You push away the negative thoughts, then you slowly start to have success. You will do this as well. I absolutely love your email. I'm still inspired. 106.8 pounds down. You've signed up to be a Weight Watcher leader. What an amazing opportunity it is to give back. Thank you for doing that. Obviously I could not have done this without the support of a couple different Weight Watchers leaders. So anybody who steps up in that role truly becomes a hero in my book for wanting to take on an additional role of just helping to inspire people. And I really, really, really appreciate that. It's very awesome to read your email and to see that you're giving out hope and you're giving out encouragement, because that is what it takes to win. As you focus on your year where you were just kind of determined to hit your goal, and you refocused back before you got into weight loss mode, and you had an amazing, great year of doing summer boot camps, mission trips, 5Ks, all of that stuff that you couldn't do 106 pounds ago. Isn't that what this whole journey is all about? Regardless of what the scale says, regardless of how we feel, if we're able to do things that were previously holding ourselves back simply because of our weight, isn't that where the success is? Isn't that the greatest non-scale victory of them all? Kelly, I am incredibly proud of you, and I'm incredibly honored to be able to share your story with the community. You have done amazing work. You continue to do amazing work, and it's, again, like I said, my honor to share your story. Next up, a couple emails that are very similar, and they're real short. I just want to kind of read through them. It says, Mike, I have 3 nights of overeating. I'm up 4.8 pounds. At Weight Watchers, at the meeting, I shared and I asked for suggestions on how to stop the noise in my head that's leading me to overeating. Bathing, brushing my teeth, going to bed early, not working out, lots of great input from the community. I wrote down suggestions. It was the best meeting ever. I owned it. I changed it. I'm getting to goal, says Jane. And then follows up with that. Sharon writes in, she goes, hey, my biggest problem is portion control. How do I begin to get that under control? What are some tips? So here we are. So one of the things that's absolutely critical in this journey is that I can't tell you how to do this. And no one can tell you how to do it. The best we can do is I can tell you what I did. Other people can tell you what worked for them. And then you have to find what works for you. The number one reason that this process works is that we plug into a community of people who are all working on similar issues, similar things. And as we work through this process, you go to your meeting, you go to Connect, you go into your app, you go into Connect, you go to the Wise Wingman Facebook group. Wherever you find your support, you come to the podcast, you hang out at night here, and you simply say, hey, here's where I'm struggling. Here's where I have some questions, and you'll be surprised how quickly the community can resonate and respond to you, because we all are living the same thing. Now, if I sit here and said, hey, here is what you do, and there may be an opportunity for you to say, yeah, Mike, that'll never work for me. And then you quickly discount everything else I said. So I really try very hard to shy away from specifics when it comes to advice. What I can tell you is focus on why you're doing this. Balance your why against every other decision you're making. When you're up late at night and you're thinking to eat, ask yourself, does this align with my goal, or does this not align with my goal? Will eating this snack late at night, will this get me closer to where I want to be, or will it set me back? And am I okay with that decision in the moment? Sure, you can go to bed early, you can brush your teeth. All those other things work for some people. And the beauty of asking in the community is that you will get enough of a response and enough of a variety of a response where then you too can start trying things that work for you. Truly some honest tracking is how you're going to get a lot of this under control. And if you start honest tracking, and the term I use is when you're out of points, stop eating points. That is the process that teaches you portion control. It teaches you what a normal size meal looks like. And we've been, fooled our entire life from the restaurant industry. When you go out to eat, there are very few restaurants that give you a single serving of portion size. Almost always it's at least 2 portions, and in some cases it's 3 portions. And so we've been disillusioned to think that this is what a normal portion size look like. And then for years we've been overeating, so it makes it very difficult when we come home to put a normal sized portion on our plate and feel satisfied, because we believe what we've seen out and about, that what a normal sized portion is. How do you get it under control is something that you're going to have to figure out. The best way to do that is stick with your tracking. Measure and weigh things that can be weighed and measured, and understanding what a portion size is. Understanding that the more protein you get, the fuller you're going to feel, and start recognizing that feeling of, I think one of the keys is recognizing that you do not, in my case, you do not have to eat until you're full. You can eat until you're at a point, and then you can let the full feeling catch up, and it feels so much better, when you get to that point. Continue to share in your meeting room. Continue to share and connect. Continue to share in the Facebook group. That is where we continue to learn. I hear a lot of folks often say that, they go to their meeting and the meeting's not working for them because all they ever do is talk about this or talk about that, and that doesn't make sense. And the advice I always give in return is, well, the meeting is for you. Facebook group, it's for you. And it's your opportunity to stand up and say, hey, here's where I want to focus. Here's what I want to talk about. Here's what I need questions and answers to. And when you do that, you'll be surprised at how quickly the community comes back, rallies in your favor, helps carry you to goal. It's an amazing group we've developed here. It's an amazing group in Connect. It's the instrumental piece to this journey that so many of us for so long have been missing. It's the opportunity to share freely and benefit as others share freely as well. I think it's also why so many of you listen to this podcast, is that again, I said this a couple episodes ago, if I were to sit here every single night and just continue to share my journey, at some point you'd be like, yeah, Mike, we get it. That's not going to work for me, so thanks. And so instead, there are so many things that you folks have experienced in life that I have yet to experience, that as we share them together, somebody somewhere can understand your journey differently than they would understand my journey. But reality is all of them are so linked together that there are so many similarities that the journey really is all the same for all of us. It just has different pieces that plug it in to make it all the same. It's the number one reason we have to plug into an accountability group, into a support network to get it done. So Sharon, Jane, thank you for writing in. You guys both can do this. You absolutely know that, or else you wouldn't have written in the first place. So thank you for sure for sharing. Next up is I want to share an email, and it's from Beth out of Colorado. And Beth says, "Hi, Fat Dag. I'm in my 8th and final Weight Watchers sign up. This is it for me. I can see goal. In the past, I've gotten to 5%, and complacency has set in hard and fast. A friend of mine had suggested that I downloaded your app and listened to the WhysAdvice podcast, and it's been a huge game changer for me. I am a home health nurse, and I travel to see patients. It's a perfect time for me to start listening to your podcast over and over again. My past leader has said, since because of my hyperthyroidism, I will lose very slowly. Ugh. My first month, I was down 12 pounds. From there on out, my weight loss is slow. Today, I am 0.8 pounds from 10%. I'm very anal, and I weigh and measure everything I eat, and then I'm obsessed with keeping my tracker true. What can you advise me on success with Weight Watchers and hyperthyroidism? I was so optimistic at first because I had a huge loss. I owe my success to your podcast. I had to do online only, but your podcasts are my meetings. Thank you so much for all that you do and your inspiration and your service to our country." Barb from Colorado. Well, Barb, first and foremost, obviously as we work this journey and we get a diagnosis that we're either unfamiliar with or we weren't expecting, it's very critical that obviously we continue to stay plugged in to our doctor. I certainly never been to medical school, have no desire to go to medical school, no intention to go to medical school. So any advice I give in that realm is going to strictly be an opinion of someone who's never been to medical school, and it's about worth that much. So continue to plug into your doctor. Ask him, her, how you should modify your plan based on a diagnosis of having a hyperthyroid. Now, with that being said, is you still have the opportunity to make some healthy choices. You still have the opportunity to continue to work out more. You still can move. You still can get up and get some exercise. You can still run if you're able. You can control what you eat. You can monitor what you eat. You can make healthier choices as you go. What I heard that your leader said to you is that because of your hyperthyroidism, you will still lose. That's what I heard. Yeah, maybe the term slowly was added to the end of the sentence, but what I heard was because of my hyperthyroidism, I will lose. And you proved that by being down 12 pounds the first month. So it's not the diagnosis alone does not mean it's absolutely impossible to lose weight. It means you have to have a specialized plan. It means you have to work with probably other people in your journey. In addition to your support group, in addition to your wingman, you need to find a great doc who can help you through this. You absolutely can do this. But the advice I'm going to give is continue to eat healthy, continue to track what you're eating, continue to get some exercise, continue to follow the plan. You're down 10%. You can do this. And whether you heard a couple emails ago, it took 3 years and 3 months. I don't think at this point anyone would care if it took 3 years if you did it. And that's what I want you to focus. I want you to focus every single day, waking up, getting it done. And when you get there, you're not going to look back and say, yeah, you know what? I feel the best I've ever felt in my life, but it just took longer than I wanted. You're going to be so ecstatic when you get there. You're going to be so happy when you get there. It will feel different, I promise you. You've hit your 10% weight loss goal. 0.8 pounds away, in my opinion, you've hit it. You've hit it, and what you've now proven is that you can do this. There's going to be days where you struggle. There's going to be days where everything goes well. There's going to be days where everything doesn't go well. It's the days that you just continue to focus on doing it that will push you to your 10% weight loss. If you've hit 10%, I've said this many, many times, if you've hit 10%, you can hit goal. What you've proven is that you can set a goal, you can work towards it, you can have some adversity, you can continue to move on, you can have some more adversity, you can continue to move on, and you can make progress. You heard as we opened the show that during a 106-pound weight loss, there was actually 232 pounds total loss. That's by not giving up. If you don't give up and you stay focused and you stay deliberately checked in, you can do this. I 100% believe you can do this. Regardless of any diagnosis that you're given, you can make better choices with your eating. You can make better choices with your movement, with your exercise. You can do that regardless of any diagnosis. And if you do that and you completely change your life, you will have the loss that you're looking for. So, I think what I read is that, you're absolutely doing well. You're weighing and measuring everything. You're obsessed with keeping your tracker true. That's incredible. That is what it's going to take to win. That's what got you to 10%. That's what you need to keep up to get this done. Barb, thank you for your email. Continue to be optimistic because the optimism is what's going to carry you to goal. Your brain, like I said earlier, your brain is going to want to prove you right. If you believe you can do this, your body will work very hard to prove it to you. Thanks for writing in. Last up, I want to share a great email with you, and it's from Ann. Ann's out of Denver, and Ann's joining us live on Facebook as we read this. And every once in a while, there comes an email across the desk that when it comes into the inbox, it goes right to the top. I got this either today or late last night. I can't remember the timestamp, but it jumps right to the front of the queue because it's that good. And so Ann says, Dear Mike, I have to take some very deep breaths before being able to write this latest update to you. When I went to yesterday's Weight Watchers meeting, I made goal. Truly, this is practically impossible to comprehend. Part of it is because I know this is just another point on a lifelong journey of taking care of myself. But it's a big point with laser lights and fireworks. 15 months ago, when I weighed 132 pounds more than I do today, I would even dream of a day like this because I never could have thought it could happen. I had no belief in myself and what I was capable of accomplishing. I was exhausted by everything and I just wanted to be invisible. I was filled with all of the insecurities and the memories of failed weight loss attempts. But it turns out that was my time, and with all the amazing support I found along the way, I was able to begin this journey that would completely change my life. Back in October, when I had lost 100 pounds, I wrote to you of the things that made this journey different for me this time. You read it, and you gave me the most heartwarming response in episode number 133. For now, let me simply say there were 4 key differences this time. Number 1, I found ways to channel a devastating personal loss into an inspiration. It's my why. Number 2, my physical need to lose weight for surgery. It was the jumpstart that kept me going well after I had met that threshold. Number 3, I embraced this wise advice and other supportive communities of people who believed in me long before I could believe in myself. I had wingmen who kept me going every single day. Number 4, I turned to writing in a journal regularly, which became the river of my thoughts, both strengthening and challenging, that kept everything flowing in a positive direction. My Wednesday evening Denver meeting celebrated with me yesterday, and I'm still beaming from all the ways they're happy for me. You see, I've done most of this journey online, but I joined meetings a couple months ago in anticipation of goal and lifetime. I'm so grateful that I found a really great meeting of people like me, all on various stages of their journey. In group conversations and those moments of sharing after the meetings, I've connected with people and I see how we can be there for each other. Somehow I was able to get to this point without regular meetings, but now I'm so grateful to have them as I find my way into maintenance. Also, I hope I can inspire others, as many of you have done for me. In fact, I gave everyone a little piece of paper yesterday with information on how to find this Wise Advice podcast. I hope some of you are listening today. In one of those after meeting chats yesterday, someone asked me if this was the greatest thing I have ever done. Wow, that gave me a lot to think about last night. I'm 60 years old, so I have a strong grasp of my ultimate legacy already. I'm one of 8 kids born to wonderful parents, and we continue to cherish and celebrate family in every way that we can. Although she was an orphan on the other side of the world, I became the most grateful and happy mom to a baby girl who is now a thriving and successful graduate student. Almost 23 years old and truly beautiful in every way. I've retired recently from a 38-year career in education and technology with many amazing accomplishments for which I'm very proud and a relationship that I can cherish. So where does this fit in with all of that and the other amazing moments of my life that make me who I am? Well, when I think about all of that, I've lived my life in a way that has me focused on what I can do to make things better for those in my life. Surely all of that gives me great joy as well, and I thrive on those moments. But this accomplishment is different. It was by me, for me. And yes, I think this is the greatest thing I have ever done for myself. I've given myself such a great gift. When I had all those extra pounds on me, it was hard not to think of all the risk factors I had in my life. A little while ago, my doctor and I had a really fun time during an appointment updating my medical record. High blood pressure and medication, delete. High cholesterol and medication, delete. Morbidly obese, delete. Joint pain, delete, and so on. At 60, I can truly see that I've had another third of my life ahead of me, God willing, and it's a life where I can greet each day with high energy, optimism, and joy for what a gift another day is in my life. Mike, as you read this letter, it's my greatest hope that others in our Wise Advice community can hear that it took me a while, but I found the support I needed to believe in myself, and I found a way to this amazing day. I won't pretend that maintenance will be just as hard because I know how hard that sounds when you're at the beginning of your journey, but it will take continued focus and support. But I've got this. So do all of you. You truly do if you just let yourself believe. As Mike believed in me from the very beginning, I join him in believing in you, and I wish you the same strength and focus that I found for my journey. Finally, Mike, thank you so very much for your service to our country and to all of us. You are changing lives in the most amazing ways, one at a time, and this one will be forever grateful and forever your friend. Love, Anne. Anne, congratulations. Absolutely, truly, 100% awesome. I knew you could do it. I told you that early on, and I told you when we met in person, when you drove crazy time to come to a meeting, I told you you could do this. And I'm glad to see that you understood that when I said it, I meant it, you took it to heart, and you acted upon it, and you made it happen. And congratulations on hitting goal. It feels awesome, and I love much of your email. I especially love the piece where you understand that this is the greatest thing that you can give yourself in your life. Deleting all of those medications, deleting joint pain, coming off of cholesterol medication and blood pressure medicine. That is you changing your life. You did it by channeling all of that energy and being positive on this journey, being focused on you saying you can do this. You have to believe that you can do this. Because, again, I said the brain doesn't like failure. The brain wants to prove you right. So whatever you think you can do, your brain is going to work very hard to prove it to you. When you believe you can do it, the amazing thing happens that your brain says, yeah, we can do this. And you persevere and you go do it. You have to let go of the insecurities and the memories of all of the failed weight loss attempts, because this time is going to be different. And you've proven that to so many people. And right now there are so many people listening who says, you know what? I got this. If Ann can do it, I can do it. That's what this is all about. That's what you are giving back to the community, and you're giving it back because you finally gave it to you. You're finally able to share this with other people because you now know what it is that you're sharing. Up until the point where we get to this point where we reach goal is we believe we can do it. We feel like we can do it, but there is nothing like it. There is no way to describe it. There is nothing that compares to living a life of medications and being obese to solving it on your own. And now that you've done that, you've proven it to other people, and now other people are just anxious to go get it. It's that positive mindset that you just continue to display and you continue to show, and you say, I did this. I mean, when you think about that for just a second, you did this. It doesn't matter how long it took. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is that you did it. And so you're absolutely right. This accomplishment is totally different. It was for you, by you. It's an amazing gift. And congratulations. Now you've got maintenance as well. Maintenance is not any different. Maintenance continues to say being focused. It continues to say being mindful. It's all about being plugged into the community. The good news is that everything you have done to this point, you can repeat. You can just keep doing what you're doing, continue to eat healthy, continue to live healthy, continue that ray of positivity that you just bring into every room you walk into. Watch out for TV monitors in the corner. But other than that, it's just an amazing opportunity for you to share your journey with the world. And you can do that by strictly being positive and focusing on all the amazing things that are going right. When you focus on what's going right and you truly take a moment to recognize what's going right, that is when you've completely changed your life. That is when you finally wake up and say, I am at goal. And I did this. And truly, it's an honor to know you as well. And meeting you in person every single time I meet, your smile is infectious. There's no doubt in my mind that the world is at your fingertips, and anything you want from it is available. You have that mindset. You have that positive spark that really just tells the world this is possible. Thank you for writing in. Thank you for sharing your amazing journey with our community. And thank you for letting other people know that it doesn't matter how long, it doesn't matter. It's all about being positive and letting your brain take over, pushing you in that positive direction to get the goal. It's an amazing day of celebration, and I'm just truly glad that we're able to share this live on Facebook, and I'm glad you're here tuning in, and I'm sure the community is just absolutely thrilled to have you in there as well. So thank you for that. Folks, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Let's go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice podcast, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. You can email it onair@fatdag.com because I want you to email in those celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. What you're doing is hard work. What you're doing is proving that you can do this. And when you take a moment to share that, it reinforces the fact to yourself that you're doing it. It reminds yourself that you're doing hard work. And as you share it with other people, it shows them that they have the opportunity to do it as well. Together as a community, the amount of support we give each other and we take from each other and we lean on each other all day long is what will carry us to goal. But we've got to share it so that we understand that we are not alone in this journey, and it truly can be the greatest gift we can give ourselves. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. #189 in the books. Very fun. How cool is that, eh? Cheryl said, I have to go to sleep. Yeah, I'm with you. I know all about that. Very fun. Episode 189 in the books. She says through her tears, happy tears. Thank you so much. Anne, you're absolutely welcome. Truly, truly a joy. And I gave you a special shout out. For those of you who didn't catch it, when Anne came to Indy, we were here for a meeting, and we put this TV cart in the corner, and everybody kept tripping over it, but it was just right in the way, and the legs stuck out further than they should have, and it was Anne tripped over it. Not to share the whole story, but Anne tripped over it, and she sprung back up, and you can't help but wonder, what would have happened 132 pounds ago? You still may have tripped over it, but getting the springing back up thing wasn't going to happen. So, Anne, you totally rock. You do. Very cool. And so, how about the first email? Wasn't that fun? A little bit of a trick to you, but someone. Sorry, we're gonna go here. Kelly, 232.8 pounds, lost. Gained 126 pounds for a total of 106 pounds lost. That's how this works, is you just never give up. You just keep going and getting it done. It's so fun. So Amy says, so glad to hear your podcast as you were out of points. Very nice. Instagram, you're going to time out on me in 52 seconds. So in 52 seconds, Instagram will be done. We'll stay live on Facebook. We'll stay live on YouTube. But we'll be done with Instagram in 42 seconds at this point. So for those of you on Instagram, thank you for being here. I wish you good focus. Have a great evening for sure. Now, so good night to you. Let's see. Rachel, I agree. Rachel says, Anne, you are such an inspiration. Total inspiration. But here's a thought, right? So every single person in here has a story that's inspiring. You do. And so I always encourage you, send it in. You don't have to be 132-pound weight loss to be an inspiration. You can inspire just by showing up. And that's the important piece. And that's why I always say, send in your email, because you really don't know what somebody else on this journey needs. And if you think, oh, no one else can relate to this, I guarantee you, you're wrong. You know, I guarantee you that no matter what you send in, somebody will write back and say, "Yep, that was me too." You know, we may not ever hear about it, but at least someone listening will go, "Yep, that's me, total me." So that's why I always say send it in, because you just never know what other folks need. But we're all living the same journey, so very, 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 very fun. So, well, cool. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I want to get, I've got to go finish up the production side of this, and I just really wanted to, I want to get that squared away. And then tomorrow, very exciting day. The best I can tell you about tomorrow is keep your eye on Connect. Tomorrow around probably 3-4 in the afternoon will be the best guess for me. Maybe a touch earlier, but not much. So tomorrow around 3 or 4, keep an eye on Connect, and there'll be an exciting post for sure there. I can't wait for this one. That's the best tease I can give you. Sorry. Maybe we'll talk about it during the show over the weekend, but tomorrow, keep an eye on Connect. I'm sure I'll put it on Instagram as well. I'll put it on Facebook as well, but Connect is where it's going to go. But you're absolutely welcome. So, Susie, thank you for being here. Annette, good night to you. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. YouTube, thank you for being here. Wishing you tons of great focus. You know you can do this. I believe you can do it. Prove yourself right. Prove me right. You absolutely can do this. So YouTube, have a good night. I wish you good focus.